Hi, I'm Thamilarasan. I'm a motion graphic trainer in Webd School. Today we are going to see about introduction and interface of InDesign. So what's new in InDesign and what we are going to do with the InDesign and what are the options and tools available in InDesign that we are going to see today class. First, what is InDesign? So InDesign is a pagination software. Pagination means making multiple pages, for example, books, magazine and newspapers. So InDesign mainly focus on layout design. So first we have to understand what is layout and how we are going to use that layout for book design and magazine design and newspaper design. So pages, what it contains, so it contains page number and title, content, everything together, but mainly we are focusing on page number and title in every pages. The content will be changed to pages. If you want to do any changes, you have to go and search the particular page and you have to do the editing. But using InDesign, you can simplify the work, you can change the color, you can change the style of font, you can change image at any time without searching the page or without knowing the page number or no need to recount. So everything will be simplified using InDesign. So let's get into this. So first we are seeing an interface of InDesign. Here it is called welcome screen. So in the welcome screen you can see the updated what's new page. So now you have option to directly open PDF files into InDesign. So before we don't have that option, now we have that option in InDesign. And then we have flex layout. So flex layout means flexible layout. So you can directly select all the content and you can just use the options to rearrange and reposition the content effectively. So other options for process and performance improvement. So I'm closing this. Now this is the welcome screen. So in welcome screen you have last opened files and then new file button and then open button. So if you want to open the existing document, you can directly open it in InDesign through here. So later we will use the same options. You can access the buttons as a menu item in menu bar, in file menu as well as in edit menu. So I have some existing documents. So these are the newsletters and magazine cover design. So here I am going to open this new magazine design. You can open the existing document using open option. So once you open, you can see this is the interface of InDesign. So what and all you can see in interface of InDesign? You can see a toolbar in the left hand side and then panels in the right hand side and then menu bar in the top and status bar in the bottom. So in workspace you have all the options like tools and interface panels will be available. But if you want to change it for the purpose, so if you want to use it for printing purpose and proofing purpose, or if you want to create a typography related design, you can choose one of the interface workspace option in the drop down list of menu bar. So here I already have essential. Now if I want to change it to essential classic, you can directly click this essential classic and then you can change the interface like this. One more thing, so I already have some adjustments in interface. So if I want to change the pages instead of layers, so you can choose layers and you can just close this out. So you have only pages here, but it is not saved here. I want the saved layout. So what I have to do, I have to go to Essential Classic again. I have option called Reset Essential Classic. So you can directly click this Reset Essential Classic. So the overall interface will be changed into its original state of appearance. Now you can rearrange it. So you can close this, you can expand this, so you can contract, you can expand. So you have fully editable and customizable interface for easy editing in InDesign. So most of the Adobe softwares have the same option for convenient editing and convenient workspace. Next, I'm going to close this document. I'm going to create a new document. So as we discussed earlier, InDesign is a pagination software. So you have three options in InDesign new document page. So one is for print, other one is for web, another one is for mobile. So these are the presets we have in InDesign new document window. First we are going to see about the print. So in print we have several existing sizes of papers. So we all know newspaper, magazines and textbooks, everything will be printed in paper. So it will not be printed in a common paper. Every book or magazine or newspaper have its own sizes. So that is called as presets. Presets are predefined settings for a particular page or document. So here first we have letter, and then legal, third you have tabloid, fourth you have letter of, letter legal of, and then A5, A4, A3, B5. So we know commonly what size we are using as a paper is A4. So A4 is for magazine, and then you have a paper for creating a letter, everything. So if you want to create a document and if you want to print it in a newsletter as a A4 size, you can choose A4 size. So all the settings will be changed into A4 size. But we don't know what are the size for newspaper. So the newspaper, one side is called tabloid here. So if you want to create a newspaper layout, first you have to choose the settings preset name called tabloid. If you want to create a document, so you can go with legal. So if you want to create a magazine, you can choose A4 or A5. So the difference between A4 and A5 is one fold of A4. So if you fold the A4, the one side of folding is called A5 size. So it is better, first you have to choose what kind of paper size you have to use for your document. So it's based on the content that you are having, and it's based on the cost you are going to spend for printing. So next we are going to see about web. So in web we have sizes like A4, A3, and then 800, 600, 1024 to 768, 1218 to 800. So these are the default sizes for tablet and paper. So some of the digital devices support A4 size as a portrait orientation. So here you have a different type of mobile phones screen sizes, and we have iPad and then iPad Pro. So we have several sizes for different mobiles. So you have option to create for printing as well as for digital e-publishing. So here I am going to choose for print, and I am going to create a document for A4. So once the document created, what and all you are going to see first, and what is most important before going into the designing. First you have to understand the layout design. So where I can see the layout design. So in new document, you can see when I select a new document, I already selected the A4, but we are not focused in the right hand side. So here now we are going to focus on the options available in presets. This is most important if you want to create a new document as a layout. First, you have to decide the width and height. This basically in pica. What is pica? So pica is so if you are having 1 inch in a screen, picas is a 1 divided by 6. In 6, one portion is called picas. Why we are using this picas in InDesign? So in InDesign, we have option called columns and rows for layout design. So in between two columns, we are going to use one unit called picas. So the gap between two columns is called gutter, and for gutter, column gutter, we are going to use 1 pica. So if you want, you can change this in picas to centimeter. So you can see what is the size of pica in centimeter. So first we will see in inches. So as per unit, when I change the pica into inches, you can see as a column gutter, 1 pica is 0.166 inches. So as the same, if you are seeing in centimeter, 1 pica is 0.42 centimeter. By default, if you are seeing A4 width is 21 centimeter in width and 29.7 centimeter in height. The same when I change it to pica, it will become a 49 pica in width and 70 pica in height. Usually in printing, we are using picas for the better layout and better designing. We are going to use picas. Next, we have to focus on the pages. The main motive of InDesign is creating multiple pages. Each pages contain different content, but the same title and same page number. When you change the page number will change, the title will be same. But if you are going with different topics, the title will also be changed. Keeping the page number and the title consistent in all the pages, we are using some awesome options in InDesign that will help you to manage and optimize the work timing to easily change the page number as well as title. So pages we can create multiple times. So the maximum count of pages in InDesign is 10,000 pages. We will not use it for one time single document, but you can merge up to 10,000 pages at a time for final printing. So we are starting with page number 1, and the total pages I can give 10 over here. Next, what is orientation? So orientation is a position of page that what we are going to use as a portrait or landscape mode. So next, facing pages. So facing pages always used to show two pages together. So if you want to see a single page in a screen, you can use single page option by removing the tick below the facing pages. So if you want to show both the pages together, you can tick these facing pages. So next, starting page number. If you want to create a page number for the next slide, so you can choose page 2 or page 1. So if you want to create it from the starting, you can use number 1 for starting number. So here we are in the layout design area. It's called column, column gutter and margin. This column and column gutter margin will create the structure of the document layout. So it will be helpful when you are creating a content and when you are placing images perfectly, it will be aligned and it will be arranged in a proper way. So first, columns. So column is a vertical line. That line will guide you to create or separate the view of the document into multiple sides. Like if you want to create a side by side, you can create 2 column layout. If you want to separate it into 3, you can create 3 column layout. Like that you can create up to 8 column layout for the standardized in newspaper. So 2-3 columns will be standardized in magazine design. Next, column gutter. So as I said earlier, unit picas will be used in column gutter as a 1. So here as a column gutter I am giving 1 pica. Next, margin. So we all know what is margin. In school days itself we are using margin. So margin is space around the document to protect your content being removed in printing. So the margin value here I am giving 3 picas by default as a preset value. So next, for helping in printing, what we are going to use, bleed and slug. So what is bleed? So bleed is a value that beyond limit. So outer the document you can place some extra elements like printing instructions and printing date and color samples on top of the document, or all over all the sides. From a page we can use only design. So above page or below page you can give some space. There you can have some information like printing instructions and date of the printing and color samples. For that we are going to use bleed and slug. So the bleed and slug value also you can use picas. So minimum is 1, the maximum you can use 3 picas. So once everything is set and everything is going well, you can create this document. So this document created for designing purpose. Now you have layout. Now I want to make this layout more interactive. So now you can see there is a 3-column layout. So I'm going to change this at any time from the layout menu. So in layout menu, I told you everything here will be considered as a layout. So using this layout we can import image and we can structure the image and we can structure the text, we can structure the paragraph. Altogether it will create the document and the pages. Now I'm going to choose layout menu and margin and columns. So here anytime you can change this column number and column gutter value. So now we are going to see about rulers. So what is ruler? So rulers is like a scale unit. So you can right click and then you can choose any one of the unit value in the scale. So here we can show this by going into view menu and then you can choose hide rulers because it's already there. So you can go to view menu, show rulers. Control R is a shortcut key. So using rulers you can create a unit value. So you can change this to picas into inches or centimeters or any value that will be used as for printing. So here we already have picas. So here we can do one more thing is called creating guidelines. So if you want to create guidelines, you have to go to ruler and then place a cursor on top of it. Just click and drag so that you can create a guideline. So why guideline? So using guideline you can structure or restructure the layout for later purpose for arranging and aligning the content in the screen. So once created, you can select the guidelines at any time and you can reposition it and you can rearrange it anytime. So you can, if you want to lock it, if you don't want to move it, if you want to lock it, you can right click and you can choose lock guides. Control Alt semicolon is for lock guides. So once it is locked, you cannot move it. So you can start using it for layout and creating the structure. So if you want to again unlock, you can right click on the same guideline, then you can unlock it. Or go to view menu, guides and grids, unlock guides. If you want to remove the guides, you can select the guide and you can press delete key in the keyboard. So if you want to create a layout guide, you can use option from the layout menu, create guides. So here you can have multiple guides with gutter space. Also if you want, you can choose it for margin or pages. So I'm going to choose it for pages. So now number of rows you can create. So if you want to remove the existing ruler guides, you can use exist. You can remove the existing ruler guides, as well as if you want to preview, you can click this preview button, you can see the live changes. So I'm changing. So like that you can create number of columns and number of rows. So this is called grid layout. So using grid layout you can create multiple content as a page title and image and then paragraph. So first what we are going to see is creating the paragraph. So you can use type tool, shortcut key is T, and then you can click and drag in the screen, and then you can right click anywhere in the screen and then choose insert with fill with placeholder text. Now I want to add image, so I can add image in the layout. So here we have option called rectangle frame tool. So you can use that frame tool and then create a frame on top of the paragraph. Later we can use this frame for image import. So if you want to see the frame, you can apply any color value. So you can see the frame as a colored frame. Now if you want to import an image into the frame, you can directly go into a file menu, then choose place option, Ctrl D. Now I can choose any image and then I can fit into it. So you can see it is scaled. Any image if you are importing into the InDesign, that will be scaled, as well as it will be showing you a lowest value of display image because of performance. So if you want to see the perfect image, first you have to fit this into the frame. So you can right click, choose fitting and fit content aware fit. So now it automatically fits the image. Now also if you see, you will see the lower quality image. So if you want to see the full quality image, you can right click and then choose display performance. Here you can choose high quality display. So you can see a better quality image here. Later once previewed, you can go back to display performance and choose use view settings. Now you can see there is some hidden text behind this image. Why? Because when I put anything on top of another frame, it will hide the below image, basically images. For what type of images you have to use? So you can use JPG, PNG, any type of image, it will hide the below text. There is an option to unhide or flow this text in the paragraph. So there is an option is called text wrap. So when I choose wrap surrounding bounding box, it automatically moves the text. So whenever I move the image frame on top of the text frame. So if you want to fit a page into the screen, you have to go to view menu, choose fit page in window, Ctrl 0 is a shortcut key. So if you want to fit a spread, so you can see this is called spread screen. So we have two facing pages here. If you want to show both together in the screen, you have to go to view menu, fit spread in window, Ctrl Alt 0. If you want to see the actual size, you have to go to view menu and then choose actual size. The zoomed value of 100% you can see here in the bottom. So this is called status bar. In status bar you can see a percentage value of screen and then you have what page number currently it's viewing, and then you have what profile that currently you are using, basic, and then if you are having any error that will be shown here, and then you have scroll bar in the bottom and then right hand side. So if you want to fit, you can use Control 0 option, or you can directly go to the pages panel. So what are panels? So panels are the additional option containers that you are having in the right hand side. If you want to enable any panel, you have to go to window menu. There you have all the panels will be available as a workspace. So here if you want to see the pages, you can use F12 shortcut, or you can directly go into window menu and then choose pages. So in properties, you have multiple options available for multiple panels. For example, if you want to see the pages panel, you can open it as a separate panel. If you want to see the character panel, you can directly type it and you can use it as a property panel. So when I select this text paragraph, you can see there you have a character panel as well as paragraph panel. So every panel will be quick access in properties panel. This panel will keep changing time to time when I select different objects like text or image. So now when I select image, it will automatically change it into text wrap, align and appearance. So now floating pages. So why we are using InDesign? So I have one paragraph here. If I want to show the another paragraph, you don't need to click and drag and create. You can directly flow this text, because when I create this document page, I created the column. So I created the text box based on the column. Now I filled with the text for full frame, but when I import image, the text is moved here, but it is hidden in the bottom. So I want to reveal the text. So it is easy to identify if my text is hidden. You will see a plus red color box in the bottom. When I click this plus button, you will create a new content from the next column by clicking itself. Now you can see when I put enter in the previous paragraph, it will automatically get down and the text flow will be moving to the next paragraph. So this is the easiest way. If you want to change any alignment, or if you want to change the font, if you want to change the appearance of the text, it will automatically update it in the next paragraph as well as next page too. So this is the great option we have in InDesign for multiple pages. Next, if you want to change any common color, or if you want to show any text or value in all the pages that should be changed anytime, you have to create a text style as well as paragraph style. So first we are going to see about paragraph style. So in paragraph style panel, we have no styles here. We have to create one, as well as in character style we have no style here. So by default we have basic paragraph style, so you can choose it. So you can create a new paragraph by pressing a plus button over here. So if you want to see this panel separately, you have to go to window menu, you have to choose styles, and then you can choose paragraph styles. Shortcut key is F11. So using paragraph style, you can create styles for repeated purpose. So repeated usage, you can use paragraph style option. So we have applied a default paragraph style for this paragraph. You can create new one based on the existing paragraph, or you can create a new one for existing paragraph. Now you can rename this by double clicking here. So you can choose para 1. So you can create a new style and you can apply it to any pages. So when you double click, you have more options in paragraph style options. So these are the advanced option. Like this, we have more options in InDesign that we will cover in the next session. Until then, signing off, Tamilarasan, Motion Graphic Trainer, Web School.